Hi, welcome to Metro Brokers Elite Taekwondo Realtor Training. Um, Today is our 1-2 class. So if you haven't watched 1-1, if you haven't watched the Introduction to Metro Brokers, Introduction to Metro Brokers Elite, my recommendation is pause this video or stop this video, go back and watch those videos so you will know what Metro Brokers are, our elite Metro Brokers are, and you also know our core 5 values for our training program. Okay, so here we go. Today I promised you last time that I'll go over what do you mean, John, by advocates folder. So here is the advocates folder or binder, the 3-ring binder for you. And our homework, I believe, was 3 leads in your binder here, and then 10 advocates, 10 past clients if you have been in real estate for a long time and you do have past clients to call to. That's where you want to be. So if you got 10, great. If you didn't get to 10, shame on you. Okay, not shame on you, but I do encourage you to get here really, really quick and quickly. So let's go over what do you mean by advocates? If I wasn't clear last video, advocates are people that will help you with your business. Okay, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be a teacher, it could be a person who cuts your hair, it could be your it could be attorneys, it could be anybody. I mean, advocates could be anybody. It could be even your current lead could be an advocate. Okay, so whether you're, and so that's the goal, is to get these people into advocates. Okay, for this class, let's focus on, if you haven't reached your 10 advocates, where can I go and get advocates? Okay, so a good place I may start is maybe go through your Facebook. Okay, so go through your Facebook, see who you interact with a lot. Find those guys, they make comments on you. So you do a silly video, okay, of, you did a Facebook posting and you did a silly video, and like you always know there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that always, instead of giving you the thumbs up or the heart thing emoji and all that, they do that too. But man, some of those guys really like to comment on those because it takes extra time and effort to comment. I would say that will be a good target for your advocates. Okay, advocates will go into more detail with higher classes that we will do later. But I'll talk to you a little bit. So your goal again is not 10, but 100 advocates in your folder eventually. You want to have 100 in your leads folder at all times. You want to have 100 in your advocates folders. You want to at least have manageable 100 people in your past client folder, so that these are people you could leverage to call. You have their information to call them. That's kind of how our Taekwondo trainees here, Metro Brokers Elite, a lot of our black belts are still doing to this day. It's making those calls and staying in touch with our clients and clients' lives and families. So goal is 100. So when you have 100 in your binder, you have the binder, of course, and you have first page, second page, third page, and etc. etc. On the top of your advocates binder, you want to have somebody who's most likely to refer you a lot of business. I know a realtor, he told me this. He thought his attorney brother, who had hundreds of clients, was going to refer him a lot of business. So he kept him on the top of the advocates binder, make sure he took care of his brother, take him out for lunch, dinner, make sure, always tell him, hey, you're a successful attorney and you have a lot of clients. Would you please refer me to some clients? And you know what he told me? He said he was my worst advocate ever. I got him out of the advocates binder, threw him away because over the past 15 years of doing this, he was the worst advocate. He never referred him a single business over the years. So he kept really good track. I recommend you keep a good track. So what happens? the people that refer you a lot of business over your career, you want to keep them at the top of your advocates binder. Call them more often. Go visit them more often. Today is Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. Uh, uh, anyway, so instead of just doing your quick text message or something, give that advocate a call, actual call. Or maybe if you live nearby, why don't you just stop in and bring a nice present along with you, something that they could appreciate during these festive seasons, maybe a fancy box of chocolate, or what I mean. So anything, that's what you want to do. Okay, so your idea again is how many? 100 people in your advocates folder. So that's the first full binder that we want to get up to 100, and then all the other binders will get up to 100 eventually, because you started with the 100 people in your advocates folder. So that's our pretty much lesson today. For 1.2 is talking a little bit about the advocates. Again, if you haven't, my homework was get up to 10 advocates in your folder. If you haven't done that yet, I know you could come up with it. Please do come up with it. Your next goal is 20 advocates in your advocates binder. So let's get up to 20 before you watch the next video, 1-3. Okay, once you have 20 in your advocates binder, then my suggestions, let's go on to the next session and talk about what you can do from those 20 advocates. And then hopefully by then you have some leads going, you have some past clients going. So for the next class, I'm gonna probably go into leads folder, leads binder. By then I'm hoping you have at least 1 lead or 2 lead or 3 lead potential leads. So let's talk about how we're going to convert those leads over. So our 1-3 will touch on the leads binder. And again, are you prospecting? Okay, how do I prospect? You have the binders, you have their phone number, you have their emails, you have their text message, you have their Facebook. Go on to Messenger app on your Facebook. Start, texting them if they're like, oh man, John, my clients are so young, and I know we have a couple of you guys are 31, 32 years old in our mix, so they may not like phone calls, but even then, I think everybody still calls for important conversations. So next session we'll go over how to call these people on advocates folder, and again touch on the leads binder, or what am I doing with the lead binder. So we'll go over that. Thank you for watching again. Have a Merry Christmas. It's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be a great year for you. Just follow each step. Please don't jump around and think you could get to become black belt realtor when you haven't mastered the basics. You had to master the basics and the fundamentals, and then eventually we're going to help you create your own brokerages. That's what we do at Metro Brokers Elite. We have, I told you we have about 60 brokerages here, and those were formed by broker associates just like you, who started with nothing, who had no leads, who started with no advocates, and they started from the ground up and built their career. And then when you're very successful, our recommendation is getting the brokers, managing brokers license and owning your brokerage, and we'll help you create your brokerages inside our company. So that's ultimately our goal, and that's the whole goal of the entire Metro Broker Association. Is we like having more independent-minded people, entrepreneur spirit-minded people to start businesses, doing property management, doing other creative things that you can do with your license, and create multiple sources of income, cash flow, make a lot of money, and ultimately become multi-millionaire investor is our ultimate goal, which a lot of our black belt elite brokers have already accomplished in their career, and we're looking forward to that opportunity, all of us together as a collective group. Again, Robin Hood here. I am getting into those successful Metro Brokers Elite brokers, and I'm just I paused it here a little bit, but those guys I don't have to even steal because they're successful. They've been doing this for many decades, and they're such a great people, great realtors. They're more than happy to share their secrets with all of us. So my job again is to steal those secrets and give them to you. My secret for this class, this session today, is from one of my top. I would say he's probably number 2 out of 160 realtors as far as residential sales. What he taught me was this secret. Okay, what's the secret? Is focus on appointments. Okay, so that's the tip of the day, tip of this class, 1-2. Focus on appointments. Okay, so you're making these prospecting call, appointments. You want to get listing appointments. You want to get buyer appointments. That should be your concentration. That should be a Taekwondo mindset of getting appointments. So that's the tip of the class. I always like to end with the tip of the class. So there we go. One Robinhood tip of the class. We'll see you at the next class. Have a great day, and again, Merry Christmas to you all. Thanks, bye.